Work is going down. A beautiful Saturday out here in California. Ducks versus Ducks. So let's just try to get it right. I know these uniforms are pretty close. OG Ducks with the green and black helmets and all black, and the green jerseys is going to be the team out of New York, Great Elite. Good defense by Great Elite right now. I'm bringing up second or bringing up third and long. He'll go backwards on that particular play. Opening quarter, score 0-0. This is the OG Ducks out of California original drive. Quarterback getting his players ready under center, two back set, overload to the left, and there'll be a pitch to the left. There's going to be whistles on the play, and that's going to be offsides on Great Elite. So they'll march off 5 yards. That'll still make it third and long, but a little bit more manageable for OG Ducks. Changes it to a third and a long 7. Opening quarter of action for the OG Ducks. They'll come out in the same formation once again. Wing back to the left, split back, quarterback under center. Showing power to their left, and they pitch it left. He'll cut back in. Nowhere to go. Ball is out. Big hit. And that looks like it's going to be Great Elite's ball. And it is. 1st and 10. First turnover of the game as they showed power left, went to the left power, and that was the same identical play that they had showed before the actual penalty. And Great Elite was all over it. Running back cut back to the middle, and nothing was there but a big hit. Ball is out. That'll make it 1st and 10, Great Elite, opening quarter. This will be Great Elite's first offensive series. Again, if you're just tuning in right now, Great Elite in the green jerseys and black jerseys, OG Ducks. Great Elite out of the northeast area, out of New York. And of course, the infamous OG Ducks from the West Coast out of Southern California. So Great Elite to come out and what they call a stacked die. There'll be 3 backs behind the particular quarterback under center. No receivers, double tights. Hand off to the right-hand side. It looked like he had some daytime, but OG was all over it. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a little bit there. Definitely not a gain. That'll bring up a 2nd and 9.5. OG Ducks playing a cover 1 defense, expecting run out of this offense that runs often out of double tight. They've been watching the fields. Here we go again with the triple I. 2 fullbacks, a tailback, so you'll have a fullback, halfback, and a tailback in this triple I offense. Ducks crowd the line of scrimmage, handoff once again to the left-hand side. And that's not going to work against the OG Ducks. They're all over it, hitting the backfield. Maybe a loss of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and long. Tough sledding against this OG Ducks defense as they're having none of that power football right at their front 7. They're eating it up. Again, staying in a cover 1. Has a safety that's down in the box as a linebacker, so they have a lot of run support. Let's see if they stay in that offense. And they do. They stay in a power set. No wide receivers. They're not spreading out this OG Ducks defense. They look like they want to play power for power. And again, I can tell you that's going to be tough sledding against this OG Ducks front 7. Hand off to the left-hand side. Nothing there. You're going to have to be a lot more creative to move the ball against this OG Ducks defense, which is going to dare you to play power football with their big front 7. So brings up 4th. It's punt selection time now. Let's see what the decision will be made. I would imagine they would want to select a punt, not showing too much gainage on yards on the ground against that first 3 and out. But they're going to elect to go for it here, ladies and gentlemen. They're at their own 43-yard line, so I guess they're trusting in their defense. But what are you thinking right now? Are you trusting your offense that hasn't shown you that they can gain a yard thus far, and you're going for it on 4th and down? So there's going to be twins to the bottom of your screen, I formation, and hard count. Gets the Ducks to jump off sides. So that makes it a little bit more manageable for them. So you can see their strategy there is to say, hey, let's get some easy yards. Calls in the hard count. So that brings up 4th and around 5 and a long 40, let's call it. Getting them close to midfield. Twins once again to the bottom of your screen. 3 backs in the backfield. Quarterback under center. And this time they'll hand it off to the left-hand side. He has some room. He's out in the open field, loses his footing. But, man, if he keeps his footing, ladies and gentlemen, he's off to the races. Big hole there as they were able to open the left-hand side of that offensive line and positive yards. That's going to be 1st and 10. They move the chains for Great Elite. So that's the confidence they had in this team that only brought maybe a roster of 15 kids from across the country. So they're staying in their power set. Double tight end, no wide receivers, triple I formation. This time they give it to the fullback, and he'll plow his way for maybe 3 or 4 yards after a big hit delivered by the OG Ducks. They get across the 40-yard line. It's probably going to be spotted, let's say, around the 36-yard line. 2nd and 6 for Great Elite. If you're just tuning in, this is 9 and under action right here on Generation X Youth Sports Network. We're on the West Coast, checking out some Cali love. When we come back, we'll bring you more action right here on Generation X Youth Sports Network.
Ain't no more to it. We out. You remember me now? Let's dance. Yeah.
And after the timeout right now, there is going to be 2nd and 6. Great Elite moving the ball. If you're just tuning into the broadcast, Great Elite in the green jerseys, OG Ducks in the black jerseys. Power formation once again for Great Elite. Hand off the left-hand side. He's hitting the backfield. No room there. As 21 and 67 combined for a tackle in the backfield. Nothing there. And that's going to have him about 3rd and 6. No gain on the play. First quarter action, score 0-0, Ducks and Ducks. Of course, this is ultimately the East Coast versus the West Coast here. Great Elite out of New York. And of course, OG Ducks protecting home turf from Southern California. Great Elite, you can see their game plan to attack this OG Ducks defense all day is really to come power at them. They haven't, outside of the fourth down conversions, the only time they lined up in twins. Besides that, receivers have not come on the football field. Handoff, and the ball was bobbled. It looked like he had some room there. But between the quarterback and running back exchange, the ball went up in the air, and he had to kind of gather himself. And so minimizing the gain on there, and it was actually a hole there. Maybe a gain of 1. That's going to bring up 4th and 5 or 4th and 6, you would say. Depends on the spot. And we can already tell you that this Great Elite team is not afraid to go for the 4th downs. It'll be interesting with the play call be here if they're going to come back out with that twin receiver set or if they feel they can get these 5 yards on the ground. So, nope, then looks like their go-to play for 4th down is with the twins. So now the only thing different this go-around is it's going to be twins to the top of your screen this time. So it looks like they're going to probably run that same play but to the opposite side of the field. So look for it to be a handoff on the right-hand side. So Great Elite wasn't comfortable with getting their alignment right. They call a timeout as they were trying to get their players set up for this 4th down conversion. Very similar formation to what they did last time on their 4th down attempt, which they were able to get the most yardage they have the entire day. This time they look like they want to run it to the wide side of the field. So interesting to see when they come out of this timeout what will be looking like for the 4th down call. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the 4th down attempt. Great Elite. They'll come with split receivers this time, one to the top and one to the bottom of your field, or your screen, I would say. And the triple Y formation once again. And this time a reverse, but stays on his feet. He should have been tackled in the backfield, but he is this time now. They come with a little trickeration. Does not fool the OG Ducks at all. They were all over that play. Turnover on down, OG Ducks ball. So OG Ducks defense fooled, yes, the first time. Definitely not the second time as they went for their 4th down conversion. As you can see, a lot of penetration in the backfield by the OG Ducks defense. So my only concern about this Great Elite team is that they traveled here with a roster maybe 15 kids, and I know that's their elite selection that they've had for the 2022 season. But the roster is very deep for the OG Ducks on the opposite side. They look like they have enough to fill 3 units with no substitutions, special teams, offense, and defense. And will that take? And that's going to be a tackle maybe after 2 yards. But will that take effect on this game as we get into the 3rd and the 4th quarter? We'll see. And so that's going to do it for the first quarter. It's in the books over here in the West Coast. 0-0 here on Generation X U Sports Network. Back to the action right here. OG Ducks, 2nd and 8. And their own power set, handoff to the right-hand side to number 5. He shifts his way, gets all the way across the sticks. That should be enough for a first with some nifty running as he's shifting his way through that defense. And that will be enough for an OG Ducks first down. Very nice run. Tight formation once again. Ducks come out in the power set. Overload to the left with the wing back. And they'll go in a misdirection. And he's shifting running. Some nifty running, but the defender's there, tackled by number 2 for a loss. And a lot of shifty running. But it looks like he needed to plant his foot and get upfield. That's going to be a loss of maybe 2 yards. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So they'll get it with a forward progress. No gain on the play. Power set once again for the Ducks. This time it's power to the right-hand side. And they'll do a screen play to the right. Ball is on the ground. And it looks like he wanted to take off before looking the ball all the way in. So that's going to bring up 3rd. And because the ball was passed backwards, that's going to be spotted where he dropped that ball. So that's going to bring up like 3rd and 14 for the OG Ducks. So both defenses having a strong showing early in this game. Second quarter action here to score 0-0. And you can say it with ease that the Ducks defense have been dominant. And that counts for both sides of the ball. Pitch to the left-hand side. He cuts it up the middle. Straight up there, makes a player miss. Nice run by the man himself, number 21. And you can see he's a difference maker when he touches the ball, electrifying. That's going to bring up 4th and maybe 7. But I'm sure Coach Keefe is going to find a way to get the ball in 21 hands again. Kid is just different. So both teams sporting their power formations this first half. And this time pitch to number 21, plants his foot, accelerates, gets across the sticks. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's in open field. Oh, man, when I tell you this kid is different, he is different. Mr. Showtime himself. And he has a hot hand right now, putting a lot of pressure on the Great Elite defense as 21 can get to the outside at will. First and 10. Ball will be spotted close to around the 22-yard line. And 21 to come out for a breather there. As that Cali Sun is beating down on everyone's helmet, so they'll replace him. But he accounts for majority of that offense, as the last 2 plays he's been able to really put the pressure on Great Elite. Great Elite with a quick substitution at defensive tackle. Trying to sub the players that they do have in and out to keep them fresh. First and 10 at the 22-yard line. OG Ducks, split back formation. Handoff to the left-hand side, hitting the backfield. Nothing there. Man. Number 2 on the tackle for Great Elite, as he was able to penetrate the line of scrimmage with no problem. I don't think anybody got a hand on him as they handed off the ball. He was there on the tackle. Brings up 2nd and 13, the loss of 3 on the previous play. Power formation to the left for the Ducks. Quarterback is out to pass. He rolls. What a grind by the Ducks as he was covered by 2 players. Number 13 went up like Randy Moss and snagged it out the air. What a catch. That's going to be about a gain of 5. Still bringing up 3rd and long for the Ducks, but some athletic abilities. And you can tell that's one of the moms right here next to the press box. She is still feeling that play, but she should. I mean, he went out there and just snatched that out of the air over 2 players. So 3rd and long, and I can imagine that this is going to be 4th down territory for the OG Ducks. Split formation once again. Quarterback under center. Wing back to the left. Handoff to number 4 to the right-hand side of the offense. Not a lot of room there, as both defenses are just really showing you how tough they are up front. Maybe a gain of 2, so that's going to bring up maybe 3rd and a long 5 for the OG Ducks. Excuse me, 4th. This is 4th down right here. So 4th down, and like I said before this play, it would seem like it's going to be 4 down territory for OG Ducks, as they are really in good striking distance. Now, they can get a first again. They can get the first at the 11-yard line. So they don't have to go for it all here, as they are in the red zone. And we'll have a timeout here on Generation X U Sports Network. All right, and here we go. The Ugly Ducks, affectionately known, of course, the OG Ducks, but they've dubbed the name Ugly Ducks. They say they don't care how they win. They'll win it in a fancy fashion, or they'll get it down in an ugly game. Let's get it on. So listen, 4th and 6 for OG Ducks. Power formation, no wide receivers, quarterback back to pass. He throws across the middle. What a catch once again. Kid is acting like Megatron out there. And a great pass by the quarterback as he stood in the pocket, scanned the field, gave time for his player. It started up front because the quarterback was able to stand in that pocket a long time, did not get touched, had a clean pocket, delivers it down to the 1-yard line. Excellent execution by the OG Ducks, man. Now you'll see this O-line run up to the line of scrimmage. They're riding the high right now, so Great Elite will have to be very careful right now, as OG Ducks definitely wearing the jersey of momentum right now. Split back formation, handoff to the left-hand side, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown! Ugly Ducks on the board first. here in California. You score 6-0. Second quarter action. It's going down on Generation X Youth Sports Network. And as we said, Davis has been that dude filling the hot hand 21 for the OG Ducks. Point after attempt. Hand off left-hand side. Shifts away to left-hand side. He'll squeeze, and they'll call him in, and the conversion is good. Ugly Ducks setting the tone. Second quarter action. And the Ducks go up early, and I know I got to clear up what Ducks. The Ugly Ducks up, and they'll kick it to Great Elite. And number 0 for Great Elite recovers around the 49-yard line, so this is where they'll set up their offense. Not having a lot of success against this OG Ducks defense, which the front seven has just played lights out these first two quarters. So we'll see what's going to be different. Majority of the plays for Great Elite have been all in a power formation, with the exception of 2 plays with the Twins receivers, one for a fourth down conversion. The other one, the conversion was no good. So they're 1-1 with their fourth down conversions thus far today. And let's see if they can get these OG Ducks kind of spread out, because I can tell you, you're playing into the hands of this OG Ducks defense in a power formation. You let that front seven have their way. It's a walk in the park for that front seven for the OG Ducks. So here we go. We'll come back out. No wide receivers once again for this Great Elite offense. This time they'll come out in a wishbone formation versus the triple I. This time quarterback is going to pass, and he'll get swallowed up. Number 5. Yeah, number 5 on the sack as a quarterback tried to roll out and get his feet set, and it was nothing there, as he'll go back with a loss of maybe 6 yards. That's going to bring up 2nd and 16. OG Ducks all over it. So out of this maximum protection offense, still not able to slow down the pass rush of this OG Ducks defense. So they're gonna have to go back to the lab offensively right now to kind of figure out how can they attack, how can they spread this defense out, because playing this team in a power formation is not working. So here they go to that twin formation once again. So they'll take out a safety and a corner to cover that, so it'll loosen up the box. But if you look at the numbers in the box, OG Ducks are outnumbering them up front. And you can tell by the line of scrimmage, it's just being swarmed. That line of scrimmage goes back because they're just being outnumbered in the box. Right now, OG Ducks really feel, hey, you can't pass against us, so we're going to dare you to pass. We're going to stay in the cover one, and we bring in everybody and their mama to the blitz party. So that's going to do it for the half, ladies and gentlemen. It's been all OG Ducks first half of football. When we come back, man, second half of action, Ducks versus Ducks. Uniforms looking alike. You got to be able to squint to determine who's who. But right now, OG Ducks leading this game 8-0. All right, welcome back to the action. Kickoff. It's fielded. Won't be much as the onside kick hits the foot of an OG Ducks player. And so they'll set their offense up midfield. Last time the OG Ducks offense was on the field led by Davis 21 with 2 big runs, caps it off with a big touchdown. Let's not forget 2 big catch plays by number 13, an excellent quarterback play by the OG Ducks with really a nice methodical drive to go up early in the first half of football. So now power formation once again for this OG Ducks offense. Wing back to the left-hand side or to the bottom of your screen. 2-back set, quarterback under center. Hand off to the left-hand side, cuts up the middle. Number 20 on the carry. Not a lot of room there. He'll get to the original line of scrimmage. He's tackled by number 00, bringing a lot of weight to that defensive line. Hard to push him out of that hole as he was able just to stand his ground and really make the tackle at the point of attack. So that's going to bring up 2nd and long for the OG Ducks, affectionately known as the Ugly Ducks. OG Ducks in the black jerseys and Great Elite in the green jerseys. 1 single back for the OG Ducks. Power formation once again, no wide receivers. Handoff to the right-hand side. Cuts up the middle. Still on his feet, number 4 on the carry. Nifty running as he was able to get to the 2nd level. Really just shaked and baked the middle linebacker to get the extra yards. That's going to be enough to move the chains for the OG Ducks. 1st and 10. Nice running by number 4 of that OG Ducks backfield. They have a lot of backs they can go to make things happen for them. 3rd quarter action. If you're just joining us on the broadcast, I know it's a little hard to turn to see what these jerseys, but the black jersey is going to be OG Ducks. Green jerseys are going to be a Great Elite. Handoff to the left-hand side. Number 4 once again. And he's really reading his blocks well up front. As that was originally to go on the inside, he just took a stutter step and hit it to the outside. That's going to be about a 5.5-yard gain. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for OG Ducks. Number 4 with the last 2 carries being very productive on every opportunity he gets. Power formation once again, wing back to the left-hand side. Handoff once again to the left-hand side. Hit at the line of scrimmage, still driving his feet. That's all yak yards right there, ladies and gentlemen. He got hit at the line of scrimmage and ran another 4 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and short. That may be a 1/2 yard for a first. All positive yards on this particular drive for OG Ducks. Number 4 and number 21 in the backfield right now. You got to think that Davis, number 21, would get that handoff. And he is their home run hitters, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. He gets the handoff, 21. And we called it real quick. When I tell you he is their home run hitter, you can consider that ball just hit out the park. Davis with the touchdown. OG Ducks go up 2 scores to none. Right now, score 14-0 point after attempt for OG Duck. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Handoff to the left-hand side. He'll bob and weave, and a lot of offensive push, and that'll be no good. So that'll have your score, ladies and gentlemen. Beginning of the third quarter, OG Ducks go up 14-0 over Great Elite.
Focus. Speed. I am speed. Faster than fast, quicker than quick. I am lightning.
OG Ducks kick the ball deep. It'll be fielded around the 35-yard line. 21, just really not going back and forth, just trying to feel his way through. And there's going to be flags on the play. And it might be a block in the back. Let's just see what the umpire calls, but it looks like it's a block in the back. So that might be coming back. And it's going to be very interesting to see what this Great Elite offense does coming out. Going down 2 scores to none. So that's a spot foul. They'll walk it off the 15 yards. So Great Elite will start their offense around the 34-yard line.
Ball, 1st and 10 at the 34.
Broadcasting from Southern California, Great Elite makes the trip across the nation to come play the Ugly Ducks. Right now they trail 0-14, 6 minutes and 12 seconds in the third quarter. Not able to get any major yards against this blitzing OG Ducks defense. No exception there. 6 on the carry as he's met by a host of Ugly Ducks at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of half a yard. You know, at this point of the game, I really think that the only way they're going to have some type of success is getting them out of the box. Right now, you're playing right into the hands of the OG Ducks. Power formations have not worked against this big front. You look at big number 44, defensive tackle for the OG Ducks, and 67. That's a lot of beef to move in between the tackles. So they're stout at the defensive tackle. So you got to almost think, if you're offensive coordinator, the holes from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 going to be pretty hard to run off. So you may start wanting to run off tackle and switch up your formation. So here we go. Twins to the left-hand side, top of your screen. But OG Ducks aren't respecting it. They don't even have anybody over the top of the slot receiver. It's just a safety who's the cover one safety on top of the slot, but he's 10 yards down the field. And everybody else, they crowd at the line of scrimmage. They feel that formation is just a decoy. They're not going for it. So no one's respecting the pass. They're not putting a player on top of the slot. And there hasn't been an audible or an adjustment by the offensive coordinator on the Great Elite side, because I'm sure if he sees that, that's bubble screen all day. That's wide receiver screen all day. But they stick with the run. So big break against the OG Ducks. Face mask And that's going to get Great Elite a first down with that 15-yarder. That's probably been their most successful play thus far on the penalty, going up against this OG Ducks defense staying in that power formation. First and 10 at the 49-yard line for Great Elite. Great Elite in the green jerseys, OG Ducks in the black. 21 for Davis sneaking up on a blitz, and they catch him sleeping. Caught him off guard with the hard count as they were come in with the corner blitz. And you can guarantee if 21 is going to come bring that heat for the OG Ducks, he's coming. So smart play by Great Elite's offensive coordinator for a hard count to kind of slow that rush down. 1st and 5 for Great Elite. That ball will be spotted around the 46-yard line. Oh, some confusion with the handoff, but man, big hit, but not before he converted the first down. Small in size, big in surprise. Number 4 from the OG Ducks comes and lays the wood, but 1st and 10 for Great Elite. So 3 positive things for Great Elite in a row. They had 15-yarder for a face mask, was able to have the OG Ducks jump off sides the previous play, and a 5-yard run. So can this chain of events be something for them to build on and get some momentum against this OG Ducks defense? Handoff left-hand side. Sees a little daylight. And Great Elite has found a little something here on this particular drive as they've been able to get positive yards every particular play. So that's a 6-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 4. Great Elite is on the move. They're at the 35-yard line. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in the third quarter. So they're substituting, Great Elite substituting some players now. They bring in big number 8. Let's see if they'll utilize him. Quarterback under center, 3 backs, hand off to the fullback. And you could imagine you won't have too much success there. As I told you, number 67 has just been a handful to block. And that's going to be a water break right now. But 67 is a handful to block, and you're not going to have really success running directly at those defensive tackles. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, your score is 14-0, 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in this third quarter of action. Great Elite on their 3rd and 5 attempt. 1 receiver to the top of your screen. Three backs for Great Elite. Quarterback under center. Handoff left-hand side. Oh, hit at the line of scrimmage. Major hit by number 11 of the OG Ducks.
For the Ducks on the tackle.
No gain.
That's Danny Mendoza right there.
Timeout on the field. Brings up 4th and long for Great Elite. Come out in their favorite formation when it comes down to 4th down conversion. I think they have this circled on their playbook chart. Hey, in 4th down situations, we're running twins. Oh, now this time they put that twin in motion, fast motion, handoff, and it looks like it was some confusion. And that doesn't matter to the OG Ducks because that's turnover on downs, 1st and 10, OG Ducks.
OG Ducks ball, 1st and 10. It is left now, y'all.
So Great Elite tries to do a little something in their playbook. They try to go deep in their playbook on 4th down. Kind of blows up on them as quarterback had confusion with the player in motion and his running back. No gain on the play. Result of that, turnover on downs. It's 1st and 10, OG Ducks. OG Ducks, offensively, they have been hot the last 3 consecutive times that they've actually been touching the ball. Running behind Davis of 21, and some excellent passing by the quarterback, and excellent running by number 4 as well. Flags on the play, so they'll be coming back. This carries by number 20. Ball is out. And 56 is able to recover it for the Ducks, but that looks like it's coming back. It's going to be holding on the OG Ducks, so they'll bring them back 10 yards. That'll make it 1st and 20. But the 3 backs that have been very effective for the OG Ducks today, 21, 20, and number 4, have been really just been able to put the pressure on the Great Elite defense. And my concern coming into this game when I saw the amount of players and the depth that the OG Ducks have, I want to say the OG Ducks got to have close to maybe 36 to 37 players versus the squad of 15 kids over there at Great Elite. You knew Ironman football is fine, but when you're playing the top-tier teams, man, that depth really takes a toll on you, or lack of the, I should say. So here we go, 1st and 20, OG Ducks. 2 backs in the backfield, number 5. He's also been effective as a running back in the backfield. This time he'll lead block for number. Big tackle by number 5. So not a lot of yards there. Looks like it had a lot of room, but shut down very quick by the defensive back of Great Elite. And this quarter's about to come to an end, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, y'all. Throw the foes up, throw the foes up. Fourth quarter. OG Ducks ball, second down, coming up on the side of the field.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready? I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she try and bless me like I said I chew, like a sneeze. Please for them trick and squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them get in between of what we started.
Brings up 2nd and 18 for the OG Ducks. Hand off to the right-hand side. Still on his feet. Falls down. And that looks like about a loss of 1. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 19. Big defensive stand by the Great Elite, as they were able to get penetration in the backfield. OG Ducks with some substitutions right now on the line. They'll switch their bigs out, a couple of them. Brings up 3rd and almost 20 for OG Ducks here. We'll see what they decide to do as the ball is spotted on their own 29.5-yard line. Quarterback under center, 2 backs in the backfield. Play action, goes up top. And it is picked off, bounced off of one player, goes back up in the air on the other. He comes back the other way. Number 21 with the pick, and there's going to be a flag that comes in late. It might be a late hit there or a sideline infraction. So let's see what the call is, because it's thrown very, very late. Oh, no, it's going to be a block in the back against Great Elite. So I didn't see that one coming, so they'll back them up, and that, again, is a spot foul. So let's see where they mark it. But an interception play, and, man, you got to see that interception. It almost looked like it was going to hit the turf after broken up by the first player, but he had the wherewithal to bounce it up in the air, and 21 had the wits just to keep his eyes on the ball, and that's tip drill right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the coaches practice and practice. Tip drill. Let's get the ball and go back the other way. So they'll set up their 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Quarterback's in shotgun. That's a first for the day for Great Elite. High snap to number 21. He's hitting the backfield, swallowed up. Wow. OG Ducks defense has been relentless, and he'll lose about 5 yards on that play. For progress, I have a 3-yard loss, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 13 as the OG Ducks defensive line is putting on a clinic here today. Brings up 2nd and 13 for OG Ducks with 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in this ball game. Great Elite trying to get something going offensively. Quarterback getting back under center this time. They didn't like how that shotgun snap looked. That shotgun snap was slow, and it was able to have the OG Ducks in the backfield by the time he even had the ball. So that looks like it's going to be an offensive false start because it looked like the running back jumped. So that'll be the call. That'll back him up 5 yards. So even though it's needed late in this game, Great Elite not getting what they want offensively to try to get some pressure on this defense. And for the front seven of this OG Ducks, that's definitely been the MVP of the game. They've been able to dictate their will from the first quarter. And as a unit defensively, as a unit, the OG Ducks defensive line has been, like I said, the game MVP. And if you want to talk about a player that just took it to another level, 21 Davis for OG Ducks, who just played lights out every time he touched the ball, made the best opportunities. Every time he touched it, it was something to watch. All right, here we go. One receiver to the bottom of your screen, wishbone formation, handoff, and breaks the tackle. And number 2 is in open field. Has 2 players to beat. He has to beat Davis to the corner. Can he outrun Davis? No, he can't. So Davis doing it on both sides of the ball. A touchdown saving tackle by the OG Ducks playmaker. So not only is he doing it offensively, but was able to just really shut down that touchdown right there, but not after a big gain by the Great Elite. Okay, so we got one of the high-pitched team moms. That's going to make the rest of this game interesting. All right, 1st and 10, handoff left-hand side. This time, nothing there. And that may be a loss of a half yard, bringing up 2nd and a close 11 for Great Elite. That big carry by number 2, as he's still in there trying to catch his win. He's bent over. He'll call to be taken out right now, and that's where we talk about that iron football, man, where you need that depth. Number 2 giving them big offense, but you got to give these kids a break. You know, he can't collect himself after pulling off that big 48-yard run. So timeout on the field for Great Elite as they're going to try to get their playmaker some win in between. We'll keep it locked right here on Generation X Youth Sports Network. Second and 10, Great Elite. Twins receivers to the bottom of your screen. I formation. Handoff left hand side, off tackle. A little room there, but not much there. Tackle by number 5. And that may be a gain of 3. To the bottom of your screen, I formation. Handoff once again, right in the middle of that defense. And nothing there all day. Interesting why the coaches still want to try to see if he can run at 67 and number 44 of the OG Ducks, and hasn't really been successful all day. Still trying. He brings up 4th down, 4th and long.
Fourth down coming up, y'all.
Flags on the play. Number 3 on the reverse. Has a little open field. He has to beat 21 to the corner and can't. Davis protected that first down. And that is his nickname for the day, 21 Savage. Because listen, anytime it had to do anything with him offensively and defensively, the kid has just played lights out. Can't take nothing away from his game. Kid is a football player. So flags on the play. Let's see what it is. So it's going to go against, and it's declined. So that will be OG Ducks first down, turn of 1 downs. Hand off to the right-hand side. Tough sledding for a couple yards. Not much there. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this contest. The score is 14-0. Ugly Ducks over Great Elite. Ball spotted around the 18.5-yard line. 2nd and 11 for OG Ducks. OG Ducks giving their players some directions where to line up right now. They'll add a tight end to the right-hand side. 2 back sets. Quarterback under center for OG Ducks. Hands off to the left-hand side. Some nifty running. And he's still on his feet, carried by number 4. And that's going to be enough for a first down. They'll move the sticks for the OG Ducks. Clock running here. We reached the 2-minute mark. Tomorrow night, this place will be rocking as two of the 2 powerhouses of the 14 and under divisions will be facing off tomorrow night here. about 3 yards on the carry. You'll have the OG Ducks 14 under taking on LA Rampage. And a slew of other great matchups tomorrow. We'll post a schedule for today and tomorrow as we have great action for the remaining on this Saturday and also on Sunday. Pitch to the right-hand side. And that's to Davis. He's trying to read his blocks. Makes one player miss, makes two players miss, turns on the turbo bus, and now it's going to be a football race. And when I tell you this guy, 21 Savage, has set it off today, Great Elite does not want to see that jersey anytime soon, as every time he touched the ball, he lit it up. There's your MVP of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Davis, today's MVP. Simply electric for the Ducks today. OG Ducks get ready for the point after attempt. After watching 21 Savage strike another 70-yard touchdown today, he broke through 2 tackles and just really turned on the speed. And Great Elite had nobody in that defensive backfield to go get him. Scores 20-0. Point after 10, quarterback back to pass. He'll throw it. Overthrown, and so it'll be no good. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be your ball game. 20-0. Ugly Ducks with an impressive win. Opening up the Krispy Kreme donut shop today, 20-0, right here on Generation X Youth Sports Network.